Okay, people, let's talk about the best endings in the Mortal Kombat series. Now, of course, Mortal Kombat arguably has the best storyline in any fighting game, right? But there's been some bad endings, there's been some goofy endings, but there's been some great endings. And I'm gonna round up some of the ones I think that are pretty good. I've got about 15. Obviously, I can't name them all, but we'll send some in for the honorable mentions. And we're gonna go from Mortal Kombat 4 up to Mortal Kombat X. Yeah, and I know a lot of people don't like Mortal Kombat 4, but I actually personally like the game. Yes, there's some goofy ass endings and the animation is laughable, but there's some decent storytelling in there. And here's one of the endings I think was pretty good. Sektor. Now, I done a previous video on the most evil characters in Mortal Kombat, and Sektor made that list. And you want to know why? Because he has no conscience, he has no heart. And this ending shows you this to a T. Sektor gives zero shits. Believe that.
If this fails, we won't be able to recover your main processor.
We'll lose you for good.
After experiencing the flashbacks in my fight against Shinnok, I realized that my existence is unnecessary unless I can fully recover my human psyche. We must continue with the process.
All set, Jax. Ready on your go.
Sonya, hit the switch on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, power down.
Oh shit.
What?
Another day in the office. Dude is a savage. Tonya MK4. Now, of course, this ending was non-canon, but brilliant storytelling. They nailed the Tonya character. This is what she does, people. She betrays people. And this ending right here is perfect for Tonya. Well done.
Follow me, Liu Kang. Raiden has asked that I lead you to him.
What about the others?
He has something special planned for them.
Tanya, what's going on?
I don't know what Katana saw in you. Can't you see, Liu Kang? This is a trap.
Welcome, Shaolin warrior. Your Thunder God is beaten. Earth's warriors destroyed. You are the last remnants of the forces of light. Do you wish to beg for mercy from your new master, the Lord Shinnok?
Never, sorcerer!
Wow.
Fool.
Of course, it was the other way around. Liu Kang defeated Shinnok, but brilliant dark ending regardless. Now let's move on to Quan Chi. And this ending here shows you that Quan Chi was never that much of the lackey they showed him to be in MKX, where they buried the guy. Dude actually had his own plans and was about that shit. Good ending. Good freaking dialogue too.
As payment for your loyal services, Quan Chi, I grant you the gift of your existence. My existence.
You know, every time I actually hear that line, I just have to shake my head and smirk. Can you imagine? You busted your ass trying to free someone, trying to save them, and when you do, they turn around and say your payment is that they're gonna allow you to live. Your payment is your existence. Godly dialogue. Shinnok got over with that speech.
My existence? Understand, sorcerer. I consume all energies, including the life forces of all that live, but I shall spare you.
If it weren't for me, you would still be a tortured soul, rotting in the pits of the Netherrealm.
You dare question me?
I do more than question you, Shinnok. I challenge you.
Then you shall die. What?
Your powers are useless against me.
How can this be?
I am in possession of your once sacred amulet. Years ago, I delivered to you an exact duplicate, while I retained the original. I even fooled Raiden. Now I am ruler supreme. And you, Elder God, are finished!
Deadly Alliance, Kung Lao getting revenge for Liu Kang. Unfortunately, not canon. Good ending though.
Rage fueled Kung Lao's thirst for revenge. The memory of holding his fellow monk's broken body on the Lei Tai of the Wuxi Academy grounds consumed him as he rained blow after blow down upon Shang Tsung. Kung Lao had finally mastered the attack Bo Raicho had taught him. The sorcerer could not withstand his whirlwind assault. Shang Tsung begged for mercy. Kung Lao granted him none. Upon his return to Earthrealm, Kung Lao stood before the modest shrine to Liu Kang, which had been erected by the Wuxi initiates during his absence in Outworld. He lit a stick of incense and placed it among the others already burning there. He bowed his head and prayed for safe passage to the afterlife for his friend and brother. With Shang Tsung's death, Liu Kang's spirit could rest peacefully. Earthrealm was safe once more, but at a terrible cost. The work of the White Lotus Society had become more important than ever.
Just love these revenge stories. Speaking of revenge stories, Quan Chi. Brilliant ending. He's been waiting for this.
Quan Chi had finally caught up with Shang Tsung in Outworld. Years ago, Quan Chi had been manipulated into releasing the souls of his warrior ancestors. Shang Tsung had consumed those souls and left Quan Chi to die in the tomb. The ordeal left Quan Chi blinded, but the sword of his ancestors led him out of the depths. To redeem himself, Quan Chi had vowed to free his ancestors from their captor. He cut Shang Tsung down with his ancestral sword, and a blast of souls was instantly released. The spirits of the warrior kings re-entered the sword as Quan Chi held it above his head. His duty fulfilled, he could now return to Earthrealm.
Nice revenge story, right? Brilliantly narrated, good music in the background, but once again non-canon because Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance was a game gifted to Quan Chi and Shang Tsung. No one else won but them. Here's another good ending. Draman.
Sent by the sorcerer Shang Tsung, the two Oni known as Draman and Moloch confronted Quan Chi, enraged that he had tried to leave them stranded in the bowels of the Netherrealm. In the battle that ensued, Draman leapt at Quan Chi, and both combatants stumbled into the inner sanctum chamber. Moments later, Draman emerged from the chamber, altered from his previous form.
Now that's how you end an ending. Very climactic with mystery. We want to know what he looks like now. How has he changed? Quan Chi.
The Deadly Alliance was successful in reviving the mummified remains of the Dragon King's undefeatable army.
Yup.
It would appear that nothing could stand in the way of Shang Tsung and Quan Chi as they began their domination of the realms. Unfortunately for Shang Tsung, however, Quan Chi had no further need for the partnership. Once Shang Tsung had finally revived the last of the mummified warriors, Quan Chi closed the portal to the heavens and effectively shut off Shang Tsung's endless supply of souls. Quan Chi then instructed Kano to assassinate Shang Tsung in a surprise weapon attack. With their captor cut wide open, the thousands of souls Shang Tsung had consumed in the past spewed forth and swirled around the room.
Wait for it.
Quan Chi came to the realization that if Kano could so easily turn on Shang Tsung, he could also turn on Quan Chi himself. Quan Chi used his sorcery to drain the life from Kano and left his body where it fell. Immediately, one of the lingering souls shot into Kano's body. To Quan Chi's surprise, the man standing before him was no longer the black dragon thug known as Kano. Kano's body now contained the soul of the Shaolin monk
Liu Kang. Wow. Now, how many of you actually remembered this ending? Huh? Can you imagine Liu Kang in Kano's body? Kano would have been a badass then, right? Very intriguing ending. Li Mei, not exactly great, but just more shocking. I guess people were like, whoa, after they saw this.
Li Mei marched uneasily into battle against the Dragon King. The closer she got to him, the more she came to understand which side was truly deserving of victory. Li Mei turned on her former allies and gave her emperor the time he needed to finish merging the Kamidogu.
No, Li Mei.
The Dragon King was now all-powerful. He had the means to control the universe, to make and unmake as he saw fit. Li Mei watched in delight as the Elder Gods fled before his might. Onaga then transformed her into his queen, to be forever at his side. He had given her power beyond anything she ever imagined. Together, they will rule the One Realm and slay the last of the Elder Gods.
Wow, Li Mei thought in her way to the top, huh? What else? Ermac, I guess it was just good to see him on the good side for once, and shows you how powerful he actually was in the original timeline. Decent ending.
Ermac did battle with Liu Kang's enslaved comrades. Ermac was more than a match for the 5 warriors, but their defeat was not his objective. Liu Kang materialized and one by one freed their souls while Ermac occupied the rest. Eventually, all 5 were awakened from their enchantment and freed from Onaga's control. Ermac was pleased that his warrior's skills could for once bring about a noble outcome. He sensed, however, that an ominous force still shaped the destiny of the realms. It was everywhere.
The one being.
He could feel its influence on Onaga, though the Dragon King was oblivious to its manipulation. Time was running out. Ermac feared the celebration of this latest victory would be short-lived.
Whoa, now this ending was shocking. And now that you look at it, brilliant foreshadowing. As you see what's going on in MK11. Even though Shujinko had defeated and got rid of Onaga, Raiden still fried him. Beastly ending.
My patience for mortals has worn thin. If I am to protect Earthrealm, I must punish those who would threaten it. The fool Shujinko had let himself be deceived into believing that he worked for a greater good. He was in fact an unknowing tool of a greater evil, one that had almost caused the destruction of Earthrealm. That Shujinko undid his mistake and destroyed the Dragon King is of no importance. Those who place Earthrealm in harm's way will pay with their lives.
Damn. Raiden went off. But, of course, my favorite ending in Mortal Kombat Deception is Onaga. Non-canon, obviously, but straight up godly. Dude is an absolute monster out here.
My enemies have failed to prevent me from fusing all the weapons of the Elder Gods into one. I used this ultimate weapon to warp reality, merging the realms into a singular existence. The Elder Gods were helpless as I used their own power against them in the void beyond the One Realm. Not satisfied with merely ruling the One Realm, I seized all that exists and merged it into myself. There can be only one consciousness. I am everything.
I have become Thanos. Okay? That's what you've become. MK9, Ermac. At least you get to see King Jerrod for once, and of course learn more about Edenia's past. Good ending, good storytelling.
Anarchy erupted within Ermac as the many warrior souls that comprised his being struggled for dominance. Only one had the strength of will to quiet the chaos. The conflict resolved, Ermac returned to Outworld, determined to reunite with his past. Queen Sindel and Princess Kitana were shocked to learn the truth, that trapped among the many spirits within Ermac was their husband and father, King Jerrod. Though he would never be the Jerrod they once knew, Ermac would forever serve and protect his queen and the Edenian people.
Well, obviously, if you want to talk about mystery and intrigue, Jade, obviously. This had to be there, right?
Herself walking in an unknown realm. As she explored, her surroundings shifted and changed. Jade approached a lone figure who stood in the distance, a shimmering woman. She did not reveal her name, but spoke with an air of regal authority. Through the minds of countless mortals, the woman had been watching events as they unfolded over the centuries. She informed Jade that Shao Kahn's death was an outcome that must be reimagined. Jade was defenseless as the woman possessed her body and emerged in the waking world.
Other good MK9 endings, Melina's, Strikers, Smoke definitely, but the best one has to go to Sub-Zero, and of course the teaming up of Sub-Zero and Scorpion. This is what fans wanted for years, and it was excellently done. Best ending in MK9. Fans will agree, right?
They were ultimately responsible for the deaths of both Sub-Zero's and Scorpion's families. Enraged, Sub-Zero offered Scorpion a chance to share in his quest for vengeance. With the might of fire and ice combined, they were a storm of vengeful fury as they cut down their foes. Once justice had been done, Sub-Zero and Scorpion disappeared into legend, emerging from obscurity only to avenge the innocent. The forces of darkness will never stop this deadly alliance.
MKX, I'm gonna have to go with Shinnok. He has the best ending in the game. Digs deep down into the Elder Gods lore, and of course we finally see the One Being, something we never saw in the entirety of Mortal Kombat. Godly ending.
The Elder Gods had lied to the denizens of the realms. They were not individual beings, but merely parts of a greater collective known as the One Being. Shinnok would merge the realms and awaken him. Whole once more, the One Being devoured the Elder Gods. Shinnok watched with satisfaction. This reality had finally come to an end.